Hi guys, welcome to my bathroom. The first thing you want to do when you're replacing a toilet is you want to turn off the water, and that I was able to do. Sometimes you have to get a wrench to really crack the nut, but my water supply valve is right here, so righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. You also want to know where the supply comes into your house, so if need be, you can run down and turn it off. But this sounds pretty good. It sounds to me like there's no water dripping. And then what you're going to do is you're going to flush the toilet to get as much of the water out as you can. And I'm still looking at about an inch of water that's down here in the back of the toilet, and the same in here. So you can either flush it and let it evaporate over time, or you can be ready with some pots and buckets and towels and try to drain as much of that water out as possible so that it doesn't splash all over the place. The next thing you're going to do once you've drained it is you're going to look underneath the toilet, and you'll see that the toilet is held onto the floor with two little nuts that are back here under the basin. Typically those nuts have a plastic cap that you can just lift right off. Once you've taken the cap off, you're going to look, and you may need a wrench, you may need some pliers. It sort of depends on how it's been attached. So that's what I'm going to work on right now. Okay, I hit my first snag. So I've gone ahead and I've drained all the water, and then when I went to unscrew the nuts from the anchor bolts, the nuts are stuck onto the bolt. I need to get my hacksaw. I'm going to use the Dremel. I've used this before to go through screws. I'm going to turn you off while I do this, mostly so that you're not looking at my rear end. But I have my Dremel Multi-Max. Hopefully this will work. I just need to get the nuts off of the screws so that I can lift the whole toilet out of the floor, and then we'll see what we're dealing with. So, okay, that worked. The Dremel was able to get the nuts off the anchor bolts. So now I'm ready to take the toilet out of the floor. You want to have a bucket ready when you unhook the water line, because any water that's left in your tank is going to come out. And I've gone ahead, I've tipped my tank a little bit so most of the water is collected down at this end. I'm now ready to take my toilet off and onto the towel. You want to have a blade handy in case. This toilet doesn't appear to have been caulked or anything, but a lot of times you'll find a bead of caulk around the edge of the toilet, and so you want a blade to be able to release that. And I just want to move it enough to assess where we stand. It looks better already. So I got the toilet out, and now I'm assessing the situation. I scraped off all the leftover wax from the wax ring, and I tried to clean this up. So that was the first thing I did, and it's sort of gross and sticky, so you might want to wear gloves. The screws come up through the flange, and this flange is part of the floor. It's been screwed in when they put this bathroom together. So this is what, if there's anything that's damaged with this, if this is rusted or needs to be replaced, that's a big deal. That's pretty uncommon, and I got lucky. This looks like it's in great shape. So all I need to do is I'm going to remove these screws. These were the ones that were spinning in the nuts. While you're doing the rest of the work in here, you want to get an old rag, and you want to put it inside here so none of the gases from the sewer come back up into your house. You just want to plug this hole until you're ready to replace it with the new toilet. As you can see, I skipped ahead. I went ahead and tiled the floor in here, and I'll do a tutorial for tiling another day, but now it's more about the toilet. So the new toilet came with these two screws, and so you can see that one end has an oval head to it. So that's going to slide in right here, and then that is going to just come to the edge, and I'll do the same thing on this side. And then this kit is nice because this also has two of these little guys, which are going to help keep these in place. Typically when you buy a toilet, the two things that don't come with it are the water line here. I have a flexible water line that I bought that's going to connect the water to the toilet itself. And then you also need to have a wax ring, and that is actually what prevents the waste from going anywhere but right into the sewage stack. So those are two things that often don't come with a toilet when you buy it, as well as a toilet seat actually. So when you buy a toilet from the store, those are three things that you want to buy: a toilet seat, a wax ring, and then the water supply line. So now I'm going to go bring the toilet in so you can see how I put the bottom of it actually onto the stack. I have my toilet, and then this is the wax ring. Beware, the wax is super sticky, so you just want to be careful that you don't touch it beforehand. So I'm going to put the wax ring on the toilet first, and then I'm going to flip the toilet over without too much grunting. Let it just stick on the toilet a little bit so that when I flip it, the wax doesn't come off. So there. Okay. So there's my disgusting wax ring. Now, wish me luck. There. Now I'm on, and I'm going to eyeball it to make sure it looks like my toilet is coming out of the wall straight. And you just put as much weight as you can. What I'm trying to do is you just want to press it down into the wax. So now I'm going to screw the base onto the floor, and it comes with these guys, and then it has the caps. So you just hand tighten these on. They specifically say not to use anything more than your hand, because you don't want to crack your brand new toilet. Comes with these handy dandy caps. Pop right on. Okay, now tune in to see how I put the basin onto the bowl. Next, super simple, we're going to put the tank onto the bowl. And you can see that the tank already has these two screws that are threaded through them. Those are going to go right back through here. It comes with one of these. This is just a rubber gasket, and it's actually niched to fit. That's all. They make it very simple. Okay. So now that's on. Now I'm going to lift this up. This just sits right on top. So this came with the toilet kit, and I'm going to take one of these, and I'm going to go back and forth, and I'm going to screw the basin in until the, I'm going to screw the tank in until the tank is actually touching the basin. I've gone back and forth, and this guy's really tight. Next step is to hook up our water line. I'm using a 20-inch, and you just want to make sure that you have the right ends when you go to the store. I usually just tighten by hand, but if you're worried, there's no harm in getting a wrench. And then you'll see on the back of the tank, there's another place to screw it in. Now, I'm going to turn the water back on, and this is when you want to look for any leaks. Typically, the leaks that you're going to find are actually going to be up here because you haven't tightened the back of the tank on. And if that's the case, just turn your water line off and go back and tighten it a little bit more. Fingers crossed. And I don't feel any water coming in around here. So I think I'm all set to put the toilet seat on. And one of the kids can christen this bad boy. It may not be the most exciting post you've ever seen, but trust me when I say that replacing a toilet really doesn't have to be that complicated. A plumber will charge you $200, maybe $300, maybe a little bit less, but it's worth it. That's Charlotte from Sibberbanity talking about how to replace a toilet, and I am ready to get out of this powder room. I hope you learned something. Feel free to check out my website, www.sibberbanity.com. Have a great day.